This lens has a lot of history and character. It was created in 1985 in the USSR. After World War II, East Germany was occupied by the Soviets, giving them access to the Carl Zeiss, Biotar and 58mm production factories as well as their blueprints. The USSR copied this lens as they liked the high quality design and could mass produce the high quality optics, but also making them affordable. And when they stole these plans to create a lens, they created the HELIOS 442. This lens is used in many different areas of photo and video, as it's got unique character, mainly the swirly bokeh it gives out. The HELIOS 442 is believed to be the most mass-produced lens in the world, as it started production in 1958 and only really started ending production in 1990s. But the USSR did use the HELIOS 442 in both spy, military and personal photography. It was put as the kit lens on most of the Zenit cameras as well at the time, as they were both made in the KMZ factory, but the HELIOS was made in many other factories like the MMZ and the Valdai factory. But the Valdai factory is believed to have some of the worst build quality out of all of the HELIOS 442s. This lens was released in the worldwide public market in 1967, but only really hid in the shadows until the late 2010s. This is because the HELIOS 442 is an affordable lens with the unique swirly bokeh effect, and it's got a lot of adaptability to modern cameras. The resurgence was mainly because the HELIOS 442 was used in a lot of independent indie films, which are much harder to find compared to the big budget feature length films like the Batman 2022 and Dune Part 2, bringing the HELIOS 442 into the forefront of both experimental photography and cinematography. As the HELIOS 442 was the standard kit lens in the Zenit E cameras, it was used massively during its production run. But out of the production run, it's seen more of as an artistic lens for artists to create with a unique lens, as the HELIOS 442 has an amazing unique character. The M42 lens mounting the HELIOS 442 uses is one of the best and most used mounting system in film photography. It's really easy to find an adapter for modern day cameras like the Sony E mount, the Fujifilm X mount, the Canon ER or RF mount, and many more camera mounts. And because it's so easy to adapt, you can find adapters quite cheaply, or you may already have an adapter lying around for it in your house if you do like film camera lenses. And that's why photographers use it to create their art. The Batman 2022 uses the HELIOS 442 mainly in a car chase scene, as Greg Fraser, the director of photography, I may refer to that as DOP or DP in the rest of this video, decided to use the rehoused Eyeglass HELIOS 442 as he wanted a lightweight, cheap and practical lens, and it also had great character as the rest of the film was shot on detuned anamorphic lenses, which detuned just really means that it's used to create a loss of sharpness in the edges and low contrast, which the HELIOS 442 can create that effect incredibly easily. Dune Part 2 is no exception to Greg Fraser's unique flair. He used, again, an Eyeglass rehouse HELIOS 442 for this film. I mainly saw it when Christopher Walken was on camera. I didn't really see it much, but I know it was used, so if you do see any examples, please put it down in the comments below. There's a lot of modern day films where people claim a HELIOS 442 was used, but it always depends on what Reddit thread you find. But that is a massive exception compared to when you look for the HELIOS 442 on YouTube. There's hundreds of videos. Here are just a few of them. Fuck Your Wallet, Go Travel from Luda explores the needing to save for your future in your 20s, where he wants to create memories. So he's realising to fuck his wallet, go travel and create their memories, as your 20s isn't just for saving. The HELIOS 442 was used almost entirely during this production. Luda uses the HELIOS 442 very creatively, as the cinematography with this creates a really soft, dreamy effect, as he uses the swirly bokeh and great flaring to have great separation within his cinematography. He has managed to use the HELIOS 442 to create a beautiful cinematic video. The Curse of Gas by Chris Meets Chris explores gear acquisition syndrome, which is just a camera nerd's excuse to explain why they're getting more gear. The overall cinematography uses the swirly bokeh and the character of the HELIOS 442 to create a beautiful video as well. Hunter creates things talks about the Helios 442 in a more detailed sense, but also uses test shots as well. He explores how different factories have the different quality, problems and effects. It's a good lens for new photographers to experiment with, as it's funky glass. Mark Bone is a documentary director of photography, and he's used the Helios 442 in a lot of his projects. When he explains it, he loves the character it gives off when he is recording something. Most modern lenses of sharp, and when you're doing a documentary to create a feeling, he doesn't want that. He wants the character within the Helios 442 to be used to create a better cinematic story. He also explains the downsides, is it can flare too much, can wash out the image as well. All of these creators did use the Helios 442 or talk about it with very detailed effect. So I do recommend watching all of the videos. I should have them all linked down in the description below. But this is one of the lenses most creators want in their arsenal, and I'm no exception. I remember seeing a video about this lens and thought, I want that, that looks cool. But when I first got the Helios 442, even though I had the adapter for it, I didn't really use it and it was sitting on the shelf. But at the end of last year, I decided to use it more, and using it in photography has created some of my favourite photos I've taken, and has made me go down the rabbit hole as well as film camera lenses, as all of this video was shot on film camera lenses, mainly the Helios 442, but I didn't want to use any modern glass for this video. I do think it does create a unique flare, which the Helios 442 definitely does on its own as well. Every time I go on eBay or go into the local cash converters near me, I'm always looking for more film camera lenses. My main opinion is that the Helios 442 is going to be used so much more in the future as well, as DOPs like Greg Fraser will keep using it for their unique cinematography, as smaller and bigger creators are also going to find it, and as it's a cheap lens and there's that many of them, a lot of them are going to use them. There are also places like Iron Glass what can rehouse them to more cinema lenses, so they're going to be easier to use. And I do also feel as generative AI is slowly taking over, that people are going to go to the Helios 442 more. It's going to be harder for AI to replicate, as creators want to get this lens to differentiate themselves and stand out from the AI slot being produced. The Helios 442 will be used many years to come, and I'm no exception with that. I'm going to use it a lot too. Even though this lens is old, I do see it as somewhat of a saviour for both photo and video. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like more videos like this, please put down in the comments below. And all my research for this video is going to be also linked in the description, as well as the videos I've mentioned previously. And please, if you want to talk about the Helios 442 or any other lenses or cinematography or anything at all, please follow me on either Instagram or join my Discord as well.